We in there. Yeah, yeah.
What's up, everybody's real person. I'm gonna allow y'all to populate in here before I go all the way live. 9 to 5.
Greetings and salutations. Come on in the room. I'ma not talk loud because you hear me loud and clear. I almost sound as professional as Darius J. Why? Because I'm coming up to his level. See, I'm a real pro out here, right? I got one of the best out here coaching me. What you know about it. I'm so glad y'all are here today, and we would like to welcome you to the Grace and Grit uh, podcast. All the things.
We ain't started yet. We allowing people to come in here for a few minutes.
And that's what I'm just that's what I'm doing.
Hold your horses, guys.
Hold your horses. Darius J. It's my brother. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man.
Bum 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 bum. What I love about this is that I'm singing your podcast intro song with the bros. That's fine. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, I sweated. I've sweated today. I've worked hard. We're gonna have to have an episode about home ownership.
Who you tell?
Home ownership is a conversation that also needs to be had. As y'all are coming in, I want y'all to drop Grace and Grit in the comments. I'm sorry, that might be loud. There's ways to track all of my soundage now.
Mm.
But yeah, there's so many conversations that need to be had. We've had a couple of them as we have moved throughout the month. And we thank y'all for coming up in here with us and having all of the things. Darius, what's one of your favorite things about home ownership? Favorite.
Favorite thing?
Hey y'all, hey, come on in. Drop Grace
Space.
and Grit in the comments. Space.
Space. You know what
Outdoors or
I'm saying?
inside.
Both.
That's legit.
Oh, what's
That's
what's what's
legit.
your what's your favorite?
Um what's that word? There's a word I'm looking for. What up, Lynn? Hey sister. You said space. What is it when you invite people? Being a host, hosting. I enjoy hosting.
I'm getting
I
used to it.
enjoy creating.
I got to get used to that. I haven't like really stepped into my hosting side
Mm,
as of yet.
we're gonna work on it. We gonna hope when y'all catch this replay. Let us know if y'all want to have a game night because I feel like the way they cut up for my birthday needs to be duplicated. I know it won't necessarily be matched, but I feel like we can try game night for grown folks. It's real out here. That's real, real.
Of course.
And then Darius gonna harass you if you don't win.
Yeah, I mean, I often win at the game nights. Whatever team I'm on, I'm always on a winning team. So
Mm,
it
all
is
I
what it
do is
is.
win, 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 no matter what.
I mean,
And
that's
they stay there. We got one vote for win night
unless
in the comments.
unless it's taboo. Like taboo, my wife tend to win. Who, whatever group she on, they win at taboo. Like a lot of the marriage mafia. You know what I'm saying? We the mafia.
Who are the people? Who is a marriage mafia?
Yeah. Is a few of what is six
You see
couples
my
in there?
face?
It's six couples in there. You know what I'm saying? Run
Wait a
the
minute. That's like the
Pharrells.
name of y'all squad.
Yeah, the Pharrells, the Maxwells, the Wares,
That's dope.
uh, the artists, us, the Pattersons, Stephen
Mafia.
Bell, and them. You know what I'm saying? The
Marriage
marriage
mafia.
mafia. Yeah.
How do you get inducted other than
I
being
mean,
married?
we have to vet you. You have to be cool enough to
That's
be in our group. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we do not allow squares in our group because it's
Yeah, that sound like some real exclusive type stuff.
I mean, it is. Everybody ain't invited, but we got a new group rolling in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The coalition, we coming together. We actually doing a cabin trip pretty
I
soon.
like
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
One day I'm gonna meet the criteria to be a
You know what
part
I'm
of my.
saying? You know what I mean? One day, you know what I'm saying? Uh,
Oh Lord, y'all drop so many comments. Say grace and grit in the comments as y'all come in. Thank y'all for popping in with us.
yeah,
This the last. How you feel about it, bro? We done this every Sunday for the whole month of July.
kind of tired.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Tired.
the show up.
Yeah, the show up is different. You know what I mean? So, but I feel good overall. I feel like it was some good conversation, get some good feedback when people hop in on the chat. You know what I'm saying? Lean more to the conversation and stuff like that. So I feel like that is that's been I've been happy to serve on the internet in that way to be able to
Yay!
you know lend more to conversation.
I've enjoyed, and y'all drop one of y'all favorite takeaways from the month as y'all are coming in, or if you catch it in the replay. I um, I have enjoyed sharing the space with you. You have challenged me. I'm looking in your eyes. Can you see me? I'm looking in your face. You've challenged me, um, in the space, but I enjoy the dynamic, the back and forth. I understand and I have not arrived. I do not know, everything. And I appreciate the fact that you don't mind challenging me, period. So
Right.
I'm here for the challenge. And I'm enjoying seeing you stretch because you got a lot you carry. So I'm here for the stretch. I'm a pusher. Is. Meanwhile, my shirt say Grace for this because he tried to play me last week. Telling some, but you're Grace. Don't don't disrespect me this week. What's
Yeah.
good, y'all?
All right.
Right?
You ready to roll into this thing?
Let's get into it.
All right. Five, four, three, two, one. What's up, everybody? It's your MAN,
Hey
Darius
y'all, it's
J.
your girl.
Golly, you didn't let me
Khadija
finish.
wrote
Can you hear
them.
me? Can
Start
you hear
over
me?
there.
Like, what did you do that for?
I was too excited.
Calm down, cuz. Like, you messing up sound. Um, keep going, cuz. I ain't starting over. I'm gonna post that just like that.
It's your girl, Kanisha Moselle, aka Coach K.
And this is the
Grace and Grit Podcast Uncut. Let's go.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey,
It took you a long time to do that.
hey.
You get more and more unprofessional or not good at this as you don't temper yourself to do it.
I'm so
You knew it was doing
excited.
something, and you were just like, "Nah, let me just lean into my excitement and not perform what I'm supposed to perform." That's right. I'm
I
giving it to you
didn't.
right here on live.
I I don't always know if you're gonna go like the longer version or the shorter version. But even in the shorter version, I didn't give you. You right. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Y'all said hey, just rebuking me.
I ain't even get through my first name. I ain't even get through J, and you just like, I can't do that. I was like,
I
I ain't even say Darius J at all. You was just like, I can't do that.
today, we gonna behave today. We gonna behave.
Man,
Maybe not. I
man, what
just
we talking about today, man? Since you so excited.
what? I'm not the leader today. We talking about committing to the conversation though.
Yeah, let's
Like
talk
like
about
real
committing.
talk.
Commit to the conversation, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes you gotta
Mm.
have them hard talks in order to get that good walk going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Where is the lie?
You know what I
I would
mean?
love to see folks. I would love to see folks not waiting to have the hard conversation, but just go ahead and jump into it.
I mean, but oftentimes, you know what I'm saying, when people have, you know what I'm saying, they wait to have them hard conversations, they still trying to sort themselves out. And sometimes they trying to sort how they feel about it out. Because a lot of times you don't want to go into a conversation too much, too fast. And then, you know what I'm saying, you might lose what you had to translate. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you might be rocking off of emotion a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even for myself, there's why sometimes I will just sit back and kind of think a little bit and make sure this ain't just raw emotion coming out that I'm spewing out to a person. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's something that I'm working with them with, or is it something that you know what I'm saying, trying to communicate so we can get past and find some compromise into a situation, or you know what I mean, or if it's just talking to family or community, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, let me make sure I'm not coming in here and trying to whoop y'all with my emotions through my words. Because I could hurt somebody like that, and I cannot deliver what God needed to deliver. Because most things God and Jesus delivered, He delivered in love. It was some harsh rebukes, but it was in love. It was thought out. It hit to the point. It hit the heart the way it was supposed to hit the heart. And a lot of times, I feel like we have to monitor ourselves in conversation.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. And I can agree with that. I think one of the things that I realized about myself post my whole world changing is that I always had a response. I've never not had a response. But the responses that I was able to give more quickly and easily were not fully present responses. So I could respond to you, but I didn't like actually hear what people were saying rather.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, it looks like, dang, Nee, like you really missed some opportunities. Um, but you didn't know in the actual moment that you were missing opportunities. It's like
Right.
you gotta be a healthy, well version of yourself to even identify the opportunity when it presents itself, and then be able to process and make a decision on what you're going to do with the opportunity, like how you steward it. So I'm better. I'm better, but I see, now that sis needed some work.
Yeah, I feel like we all need work in situations, and being having the chance to respond is always good. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we may not respond the way we want to respond. Because I know sometimes I walk away with, man, I wish I had said this, or I wish I had said it like this. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times conversations, especially sometimes when they're what's the word, poignant. You know what I'm saying?
Poignant.
You know what I'm saying? Or it comes from a heated situation where it involves a lot of emotions. It is very hard to respond. Sometimes it's like you trying to fight somebody while you slipping on ice. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
And you can't quite catch your footing to throw the proper punch. You know what I mean? And it's challenging, and that's when I feel like we should express the willingness and the wanting to bow out of the conversation. Like, hey, can we
that's
revisit?
good.
Can we revisit this conversation? Because a lot of things is flying out right now, and
Yeah.
I don't even think we on the point. No. You know what I'm saying? It's like I
Like
don't
we're
even think.
lost.
I
It's
think
gone.
a lot of things are getting lost in translation of emotion, and we are not on the point. So can we revisit this conversation at a later date? Because that happened in corporate America. That happened in, you know what I'm saying? Because a
That's
lot of
good.
times we get hit right in the pride. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when
Yeah.
them emotions get right, you got hit right in the pride,
Yeah,
and
that's so real.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's so real. Like having can you ah can you bow out of the conversation without your point being like the primary focus?
Right.
Can you bow out of the conversation for the sake of, maintaining a healthy relationship with that person, whether it's
Right.
personal, relational, or professional? I appreciate that you said the professional side of it, because some of us have mastery in certain areas, but at work you have a hard time, baby. Like who you are and what you're
Yeah.
trying to do ain't translating over here. So it's
Yeah.
still an indication that there's some more work that needs to be done. So
And vice
yeah,
versa.
saying we can come back to it. Let's come back to that tomorrow. Let's take
Yeah.
a breather on that. And having language to be able to say that. And then I want to say this: the person on the other end of that conversation, are they? I don't want to say emotionally well enough, but I'll say that is that person well enough to receive you saying, "Hey, let's revisit this later."
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
ways.
And I mean, it's like, and that's a lot of times, you know what I mean? It's like for myself, it's easy to, I could recognize things professionally sometimes that I can't recognize relationally in people.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Ooh.
a lot of times it's like I could see through people professionally so easy. I don't even have to know the person personally most of the time. And if a person give me a description of a person, I can give you a breakdown of what they are, what they going
I have
through,
had that
things like
happen
that.
before. He has done that before with me. If I was talking about something, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, they so and so, so and so." So I was like, "Dang, how you
You know
know
what I'm
that? That
saying?
was accurate."
You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, you know what I'm saying, you sometimes you get good at, you run across so many different people that you get good at sorting out their shortcomings, and you learn how to navigate the water around them. Because the thing of it is, when we in the ocean, if we in the ocean, we all in the water. But the thing of it is, a lot of times, sometimes people are your obstacles, and you just have to learn how to swim around them or redirect them and get them to the place that you need them to be for, in order for the mission to be fulfilled. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
And you know what I'm saying, just follow the current. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's always, if you want to travel the fastest in water, follow the current.
Mm, that's good. Stop fighting. Ooh, you out there in the water, won't use the current, and you fighting against it.
Yeah, you won't get
Like that's how
nowhere.
people. That's how people be unalived
Yeah, that's how they get.
inside
That's
of
how they
something,
drown. Yeah,
fighting against it.
yeah. Sometimes it's just
Yeah,
not
you
your
talk
body to
good
fight.
right there.
You know what I mean? Because like for people,
Mm.
you know what I mean. A lot of times we have to not only navigate our emotion interim, we have to navigate their emotion interim. And if you don't have the ability to know how to do offense and defense simultaneously, a lot of times we get lost, you know what I'm saying, in the conversation. That's when things get real heated, because when you are totally cornered and you have no way out, you lash out. You ain't making
Oh,
you ain't
fight or
making
flight.
yeah, you go into fight or flight mode. So you just really just spewing, you know what I'm saying? You just like throwing punches all over the place, you know what I mean? So, or you know what I'm saying, you just throwing words all over the place and you don't care what it hit, how it hit, you just want that person up off you. And most of the time you end up hurting that person through a conversation that could have been a smooth little transition. If I ain't gonna say both parties were same, because we don't live in a perfect world, but if you know
Hmm.
you equipped, act like it.
Yeah, that's the side of the conversation that's a little bit ugly. Because just because one person is giving the ugly in the conversation does not mean you have to match energy. Somebody's got to choose to, be the more mature. Somebody's got to choose to be emotionally regulated. Yes. You have to choose that. You have to choose that moment in such a way that you don't think less of the other person. You're just aware that they don't have this particular skill set and they're not managing it in this moment. That is a little bit of a challenge, because when I don't want to say when you know better, you do better, but when you know better, you see the faults of other people. And I don't even want to say faults. You can see where other people's deficits are. And so it puts you in a position where you can manipulate, you can control, you can make it move how you want to make it move, because this person is not in control of how they're moving. So I know what buttons to push. I know how to trigger you. All of those things can happen. But can we have the conversation about how our conversations keep happening this particular way? And I would prefer for them to be an equal exchange between us. But I frequently see that you're responding this particular way. Like, I'm a language person. I like
Yep.
to give language, model language. I like to help people, but people also need to be ready to have a conversation about the fact that you need to receive the help that I'm trying to give you. And I'm not trying to make you feel a way about it. I'm just saying it's a conversation that need to be had. Okay.
How do you navigate that with friends?
Mm. Vulnerability first. Ownership. If we're having a difficult time in a dialogue, assessing my part of it first and leading with the part of the challenge we're having that belongs to me. Because if I can lead with ownership, that's the thing in friendship. Yeah, leading with, because if we're friends, then we should have a baseline for a safe place already.
Right.
So leading with the vulnerability is a thing. I did that recently. There were no issues. I was having an internal challenge. There was an internal, conflict that I was managing, and I felt like it was beginning to present like in a specific way.
Right.
And so I had to sit with my own self. The Lord got me together. He was like, "Hey, you people pleasing."
Yeah.
Who, me? And then it led me to have a dialogue with them that completely dispelled the myth that was in my mind. But because I knew that they were a safe place, hey y'all, um, the Lord blessed it, but I led with vulnerability. I said, this is what I've been thinking. It comes from this area, and I'm grateful for, people in my life who here for the conversation,
Hmm.
committing to the conversation.
What happens when you? I know, like sometimes for me, even just like I have to navigate insecurities with people. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Mm,
like a lot of times it's like when you that's the only time I really have a hard time navigating because it's like, you know what I'm saying? I do and I say things and I put things in places where you don't have to feel like that. Because I remember in my younger days, it's just like a lot of times with friends or in family, or just like I say specifically with family, like I was, close to, different people that would I was close to people that wouldn't blood. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And there's like a lot of times, sometimes family express that, but they kind of express it like, ah, man, you treat them like they're your own family. You be like, well, I mean, we don't been through a lot. They don't see a lot of me, they don't struggle with me, and I can call them my brother for real. Yes, I know they ain't my blood brother or my blood sister, but I can't help you ain't been there for me like that. You know what I'm saying? So
that part, I'm like,
I can't, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? You treat them better than you treat your own family. I said, because they are my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, all family ain't born. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
As
the way
I
about that.
as I became an adult, my my family extended past what I had as blood. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that I, treat them any differently and stuff like that. I still love them just the same. But a lot of people that I had around me, you know what I'm saying, it's just like one of my like first real close friends. And to this day, he's still my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's just like nobody saw me without him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, I love
And
those.
and a lot of times, sometimes you could. All right, I'm just gonna be honest, man. You could lose people. You know what I'm saying, in the translation of life. And sometimes it hurt and you mourn and you grieve. You know what I'm saying? And you was like, man, I don't want to misplace that thing that I had and I cherished because it was
Oh
none like
God.
it was none like them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that person don't saw me cry. You know what I'm saying? From real hurt and pain and messing up and just when you're young, you have those people around you that just allow you to exist. You know what I'm saying? And we used to argue a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now we didn't always agree on things. I tell people that all the time. And that's how I know that was a real friend. That was a real brother because even though we didn't agree on everything. We agreed to disagree because we still knew it was all love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times we forget that in our adult age as we get well and we forget to forgive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And we just be like, well, that person, I throw up these boundaries so I can stay away from that person. It's just like, just because you have a boundary with that person and you feel they might have wronged you, don't mean you are well either. You just might be grieving in anger.
yeah, that's a lot. You said a mouthful. You said a mouthful there. Can we have the conversation about family members who feel away because we have family outside of them?
Yeah.
Like are people ready to have the conversation that needs to be had around why I'm closer to people who are not blood relatives? Because there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it's
And it's
always a
not
reason.
anybody's fault. Nobody's at fault here. But the
Right.
people who show up for me, the people who are actually my community, are the people who I'm going to have more closeness with. Do not assume that your blood relatives are actually your community.
Yeah.
Being a relative and being my people are not, they're not synonymous.
Yeah. A lot
Like
of
my
people.
squad is my squad for different reasons than being blood.
Right.
You got to walk some, there's some things you got to walk out with somebody in order for that relationship to be a certain way. And then oftentimes there are conversations that need to be had um, around what your family doesn't give you permission to do. Sometimes our family doesn't give us permission to be human. Sometimes your family, hey y'all, sometimes our family doesn't want to talk about why the things about them that are off are a reflection of them. We talked about that
Yeah.
real good today.
And sometimes they reject you because you are not like them, or you are not
Mm,
what they're comfortable with dealing with.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, I was different from most. You know what I'm saying? Even though I played sports and I could play sports and I was pretty good at sports, it wasn't my thing. I never could just be like, man, I just really want to go out there and play sports. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was into technology and rock music
Nerds.
and anime. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
like as my grandma called them Chinese cartoons.
Shout out to the grandmas who don't
But
know
you
what
know
to
what I'm
call it,
saying?
but what they
But you
call
know what
it.
I'm saying? It was, you know what I'm saying? But once I found my people, or even I was into trying to live my life righteously, you know what I'm saying? And I was trying to find my way to a better way because I seen what we were dealing with as a family and a generation. I wanted to find a way to break free from that to be able to have a better life. I didn't want to have to have struggle love. You know what I'm
Ooh.
saying? Because
Oh.
that's one thing that's big in our community. We think we're supposed to struggle for everything.
Mm-mm.
You could hear it even like sometimes, and I remember it was some of the church songs that I remember the most was just singing of
The struggle
struggle,
songs.
and it was
Yeah.
like, nah, man, what about being free? Cuz you know what I'm saying? Like, what about overcoming? You know what I'm saying? What about persevering,
Teach,
but
sir.
also seeing that, hey, Jesus did allow us a way out. He allowed us to be free. He allowed us to. That's what he did all that for. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
benefits. He gave us benefits. Y'all
he
not
gave
tapping
us
in.
benefit. He
Y'all
gave us a
y'all enjoying singing about the struggle. I'm
yeah.
talking
He
about.
gave us a power.
Mm-mm.
He left us with something. You know what I'm saying? He gave us a destiny.
Ooh.
But a lot of times we don't have that conversation to just say, hey man, I just wanted to be free. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to be able to live. I didn't want to survive. I didn't
Come on,
want to
say
have
that.
to settle on surviving. I don't. God didn't place me here to just get through this life. You know what I'm saying? He put me here to live this life
And there's nothing wrong with wanting something different than what you've seen.
and doing something different in order to get something different and not being treated as if you're just a different person or an anomaly. Because I was having this conversation with my wife earlier today. It's just like sometimes people, and I hate this when people do me like this, but I'm learning to just take it.
Mm-hmm.
Like people treat me as if like, oh, you lucky. You know what I'm saying? Or you an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why you don't go through the things that most people go through. It was like, bro, you should have met me in my 20s. Just like I guarantee you wouldn't say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And just like my real friend, and just like even like some people like, ah man, you're just good at making good decisions, bro. And I was just like, no, that was actually a practice that I put in place. You know what I'm saying? That I
Yeah.
learned how to navigate my way through. Even just like my favorite book of the Bible is Proverbs. Proverbs helped me learn to make the opposite decisions. Even when it talk about the streets, the money, the ladies, your own discipline and patience and guiding and learning that God is the way that he gonna keep yielding you back to the path. I'm talking.
Now I
I'm
wanna
done.
let me so I'm done. I was gonna say that's the conversation to also have because sometimes when you are in that sweet spot, when you arrive to the place where you choose to do the uncomfortable things, to fight despite the things that are in your nature or your nurture that are comfortable, that's also a conversation to have too. because one of the things that we're dealing with in this space is the generational expectations. And so if you're breaking away from generational expectations, then the generation behind you needs to hear you have the conversation about the times that you did mess up. Like, we got to be transparent and vulnerable for those who are coming behind us, because they need to have permission to overcome their mistakes. Right? We can't only show up with the victory. You got to give the victory. You got to show up with the wins, but don't mistake the wins as a reason to like avoid talking about what the woes were, because some of y'all used to be woes, right?
Yeah, that's the thing right there. It's like I tell people a lot of times, I talk about a lot of victories I have, and a lot of times I tell people plainly the losses I had. Let me tell you something.
About these L's.
About these L's. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, about these lessons.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? Because just like I tell people a lot of times, boy, like that God will present you with the most capital L. You know what I'm saying? For you to
now go sit down.
To veer you back on the path, or to sit down, sit still, and reconcile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, just like even through those conversations with like family members and friends, it's just like, oh man, it's just like, oh, I got to reconcile some things. You know what I'm saying? I got to. Y'all saw me just come out. Y'all saw me come out the forest.
Oh Lord!
You didn't see what I was fighting in that forest.
In the forest.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That it was a real bear in that cave. You know what I'm saying? And I had to deal with it, but I didn't want to deal with it just for.
Was it a bear or was it a cougar? Look here.
Boy, but you know what I'm saying?
Backstories.
You know what
Hallelujah.
I'm saying?
Mighty long way.
Backroom story. Once we get like 10,000 subscribers, I'll start a Patreon and I give some backroom, some friends only conversations.
Y'all want to know?
You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to know what a man go through for real out here? His hands.
Man.
Let me tell you something. You know what I mean?
Man. Yes, child. Shout out to y'all in the comments. We see y'all.
We see y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Keep
deep breath.
Keep coming in here. Just, if some of y'all came in late, you ain't late. You on time. So just come on.
Yeah.
While we talk this talk.
Much permission. Much permission.
What are some things you feel as if we need to have conversations through, even in the hard parts about, I know we riding along family, but since we're in family, let's talk about generations and breaking these things and taking stigmas out and having a hard conversation to place people and things in proper places to allow growth.
Oh, look. Well, first of all, you are not your family. Let's start with that one. You are who God has called you to be.
Correct.
That differentiation can be really challenging sometimes, because the way I'm a millennial, I'm an 85 baby. And so our nurture was honor, I'm an 85 baby from Georgia.
Yeah,
so Southern,
you gotta put that on there, because
the South do something different.
Yeah,
we don't play that. It's the yes ma'am, no ma'am. Get punched in the face.
Smacked.
What you
in church? Don't you in front of the Lord?
Look here. It was a whole different situation. And so because we have been raised in a particular way, sometimes we defer improperly.
Yeah.
We will sometimes we can give so much honor and reverence to those who have paved the way before us that we're not actually choosing the way that's been paved for us. So that's a different kind of work to have to do, coming into your actual identity and who you are apart from who somebody says you are. Because if that person is not in tune with what God said about you, you will be following them. It's not the blind leading the blind. What is that? Oh, I can't think of it's a term that people say. But essentially, you'll be out of order. You will be nice and neatly walking yourself away from who it is you're actually called to be. So that's a thing too. You are responsible for you.
But a lot of time that end up walking people into an identity crisis and they get lost.
Priest,
And
boom, that's
you
it.
know what I'm saying? Like a
That's
lot of
it.
times when we do that and we walk out what people want us to walk out, we end up in an identity crisis and then we lost and then we want to blame everybody but ourselves because we just like, no, you made me do this. But you also knew what God was pulling you towards, but you chose to.
Not have the uncomfortable conversation about, I understand you want me to go this direction and I see what you're saying. However, I am being directed in this particular way. Like, are you confident
Yeah.
in your ability to hear the voice of God about you? Or do you depend on somebody else to say, God said this about
Out
you?
of y'all, Holy Spirit is the person outside of you that you honor the most.
My God, today,
You know what I'm saying?
huh?
Cause
That's
that right there is a real thing. Why I try to tell people like we often translate the Holy Spirit through the thing that we kind of have an idolatry towards on this earth.
ooh, ooh, ooh,
You know what I'm
ooh.
saying? Because we was like, I want to satisfy them more than I want to satisfy God. And but
Ah,
in satisfying them, you start to lose more your traction of yourself, and you never
mm,
truly catch hold of the ground that you're supposed to walk on. You're always floating around, getting tossed to and fro by the wind of their
yeah.
feelings, their thoughts,
Hmm.
their whims for your life. And that's a very dangerous place to be, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I tell people, I tell a lot of people, everybody go through crisis. It could be
Yeah.
midlife, quarter life, you know what I'm saying, later in
Th-
life. Whenever
this
you wake,
life.
whenever you wake up, you're gonna go through crisis.
Ooh, whenever you wake up. Whenever you wake up, that was the most simple, complex, and deep thing you could have said. Mercy me. You.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's all our journey. Just like for me, you know what I mean. I try so hard to just. I'm nice, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying, but
Yeesh.
a lot of times it's like I
He
like
mean when he tired though.
I like to
He
play.
mean.
I like to play between. I like to play a lot of times between worlds. You know what I'm saying? I like to be with the dope.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be with the dope boys, but I also wanted my grandma to see me a certain way. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
nice way to put it.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because even my cousin's like, nah, man, that's the devil right there. I was like, hey, chill out on that. That's a hard D. That's a hard D right there. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times you end up that playing two people, you have to pick
Mm,
one. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in or out. You gotta be in on one thing. And a lot of times that led me to try to fit into two worlds when none of them really mix well. It was oil and water. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I was just
Mm-mm.
like, it led me to have some hard conversations with some of my closest friends. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, hey man, you can't keep doing that and expecting to live this. You know
Ooh.
what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You got to
Ooh.
choose
You
life or
can't
death.
keep doing that and
You know,
expecting to live this. Come on, somebody.
you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they I got friends and family and my wife. They are so patient with me. They allow me to grow. You know what I'm saying? Because they know if they plant a seed, they know I will at least try to cultivate. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they were just like, hey, I'm gonna just throw this seed on you. You know, allow it to grow. However it's gonna grow, come back to me. Most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Just like once those things are established, God do the work after that. Because it's like
Yeah.
I tell people, don't be me seeing my way out. It's just God be presenting things that He know I cannot not see.
Cannot not see.
You know what I'm saying? My
Mm,
eyes are gonna be open to it because just like it's specifically catered to my vision.
that part.
You know what I'm
That's part.
saying?
And not being mad at God
Right.
when you start seeing stuff. And don't be mad that you saw it because you saw it on purpose.
And
Ooh.
don't because I know one thing I struggle with. I get mad interim conversations sometimes. Like I be like, man, that's some
Please
harsh,
elaborate on.
that's some
Please
harsh,
elaborate.
that's some harsh critique you handed out there, wife. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
leave,
saying?
leave her alone.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
sis.
But you know what I'm saying? Our whole relationship been like that. You know what I'm saying? She, and thank God for people being able to
But you
see
know
the
what though?
reality.
That's also match energy because that's how you give people stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm
So what
saying? A
else?
lot.
What else is what
Hey,
else would be
when you the
reasonable for
deliverer,
somebody? Yeah.
it's easy to deliver package than to, you know what I'm saying, take hard packages thrown at you. You know what I'm saying? It's all right to throw punches, but when you start having to take them punches and you be like,
Right.
oh snap. That's how
Mm-hmm.
they feel. Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm
But you
mad
know what?
about it.
Let's put some respect on the fact that you committed to the conversation, aka you didn't duck from it. You actually took the hit.
I ain't want to. I was
Yeah, but you
trying.
took
I
it
was
though.
trying to duck, but you know what I'm saying. But the one thing about God's hands, they always get delivered. You know what I'm saying.
Don't
Like,
miss.
like they say, sometimes your arms are too short to box with the Lord.
Box with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Lord, the box with the God.
You know what I'm saying. So
That's a
and
conversation right there.
accept the God in people a lot of times, especially when people delivering you a harsh critique in love. You know what I'm saying. It ain't.
Mm.
A lot of times we shy away from those and we make enemies out of somebody that actually loves you.
Now wait a minute. That's We gotta sit with that right there. Making
Yeah.
enemies out of the ones. Say it again now. What you say there, bro?
Making an enemy out of somebody who loves you.
Ooh, how my stab, stab. I feel it.
You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
some. I have some folks who I know. I'm talking about Kenitra. Um, it is so hard not to make a villain out of the person who is giving you hard truth, y'all. Can we be honest about it? Some people don't beat up the person who committed to having a conversation with you because there's a lot of people who avoided that mug.
Yeah. Cause some people leave that booger in your nose. And I tell you. Some people let you walk around with that booger in your nose.
Go ahead, then.
Don't have 15 conversations and ain't nobody said nothing to you. And then all of a sudden that real friend goes like, hey man, you got something in your nose.
Look here. Look
You know
here,
what I'm
fam.
saying?
Look here, fam.
Now you're shamed. But you shamed in front of them as if you ain't had 15 conversations with 15 other people and they just allowed that booger to be out there in the open.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm
Tissue
saying?
right next to him, getting
Yeah,
in passionate.
bro, didn't even pass you nothing. Didn't
Man, that's wild.
let you get in front of and they'll let you get in front of people that you admire and then you're like, hey, bro, by the way, you
Oh,
know what I'm saying? Now she ain't got the real come in. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I
I done
tell
had to
people all the
cross my
time,
leg.
don't allow people to recognize that real feeling of what they was doing to you and how they were speaking to you. If they delivering you something hard in love, it's love. It's nothing else. It's not they trying to bash you. It's not they trying to take you down. They trying to lift you up, get you out of the current circumstance,
Yeah.
allow you to be in a place where you could keep striving and thriving. No,
Mm.
no healthy friendship conversation, even in hard times, is to your detriment.
Yeah. Oh, it's a scripture that talks about even the wounds of a friend are faithful. Is that
Yep.
what it say? Yeah. I think that, yeah, somebody correct me if it's wrong. Um, Geez Louise. Because it does not, let's stick with this part. It doesn't mean that the conversation not gonna hurt.
Yeah,
What since when does correction not hurt?
man.
So when does rebuke and reproof just happen to be comfortable? How do you get better unless there are some things that actually mold you and shape you? If you're being molded and shaped to something else, it's not pressure being applied. When is pressure comfortable? You
Yeah,
even go and get a massage and they apply pressure immediately. It's not the feeling that you have immediately is not relief.
yeah. You be like, hey, I paid you to make me feel better. I ain't pay you to
Beat me
come in
up.
here and manhandle me. You know what I'm saying? But after your body calms down and
Ah.
your heart and your mind calms down from the trauma, because a lot of times,
Mm.
sometimes trauma has to happen in order for correction to take place. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's physical, mental, you know what I'm saying, or all things included. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. When you
Because
begin to resist the thing that wants to keep you bound, that can also be a traumatic experience.
right, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes people are trying to relieve you from
Oh,
a lifetime of trauma
oh God.
by just allowing a couple of blunt force traumatic sentences to land
Wow.
where they need to
That's
land.
good.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
whole word right there.
And,
Teach, teacher.
uh, you know, so I feel like as in we live this life that we are living, you know what I'm saying? We allow the truth to set us free.
Thank you, truth.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't handle the truth.
It's time for people to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, We we
What's
we
what,
we we live in one of the most intelligent generations, you know what I'm
bro?
saying,
There are
that
no
ever
excuses.
existed. You know what I'm saying? We have more information at our fingertips, but we often opt out. Just we opt into where we come from, how it always been, and we never really move into the life that we could truly live in, and learn the
Mm,
things that we can learn in order to push not only our current life, but also the generations that may come after us. You know what I'm
that's
saying? Don't
good.
don't opt out of the don't opt out of the work just because it don't feel good.
That part.
Don't
That
opt
part.
out of the conversation because you just might not want to hear it today. Today might be the only day you actually get that information to free you. So you might want to just go ahead and take it for what it is and take it how it is. You could let it. You could always take information and walk away and let it sizzle in your spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Honey. Quit assuming that you have tomorrow as if it's promised.
Right. Because even just like a lot of times, sometimes you could be one thing I appreciate about friendships is sometimes even when you may be in a place where you are unbearable,
Oh my God.
people still are willing to bear you.
Oh my
So,
word.
you know what I'm saying? And just like a lot of times I know like, what I mean, earlier in my life I was very unbearable. And I tell people a lot of times my friends I always tell them like, hey man, I'm glad that you chose to be graced to be my friend
Like, I
because I
appreciate your
know
friendship.
I was not an easy person to have around sometimes. Because even like with my wife, that's the same thing I feel about her. It's just like, man, you caught me at like I was getting well, but I was still hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And I knew it took somebody that, what I'm saying, was true about their walk with God in order to help and be willing to be the iron that goes against my iron
Mm.
to sharpen me.
Come on,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? And that too is true with all my friends, all my family. You know what I'm saying? Kenitra, Damo, Garrison, Mashika, Fred, Ron, Sharon, a lot of other people. Well, not a lot of other people, but enough. But I
There's
am thankful
others.
for people's, because even if it weren't Sharon, I wouldn't have stayed a Christian
Come on, let's talk about it.
because
Yeah.
I did a
Yeah.
lot. Like when I transitioned to the current career I am, I transitioned into this career because I wanted to run away.
Did you say runaway?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to run away. Life was getting a little stuffy for me. You know what I'm saying? A little hard for me. I was chasing and with things that I shouldn't be chasing and with. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, I gotta get up out of here. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then being out here on the road, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, I listen to a lot of scripture. I listen to a lot of Dr. Miles Monroe. I listen to a lot of TD Jakes. And just like having a friend to have a hard conversation with to say, hey man, you need to get back right, bro. Like, I'm not used to seeing you like this.
Yeah.
I was far away. I had purposely walked far away from God. You know what I'm saying? Because I just like this stuff don't make sense to me no more. You know what I'm saying? My heart is hardened.
Mm,
Life is hard. You know what I'm saying? But having somebody just like, hey, you're not you're going to go to church with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And put me. I avoided him for a few months though. I did. It's like, nah, bro. I'm just passing through Atlanta. I ain't even finna stop, bro. I gotta get a load. I'm heading to North Carolina, cause you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. He was patient with me. He got me back in the fight. You know what I'm saying. Even through his own victories that he had, it gave me the courage to want to get back in the fight. I'm appreciative for that conversation.
Yeah. Shout out to the people who commit to having a conversation with you while you're actively avoiding the conversation.
Yeah,
Like some conversations you cannot skip on.
yeah,
And if you don't continue reinitiating the conversation, some people will not get the conversation.
yes, sir.
So shout out to all the people, who rock with folks in such a way that you come back to it. They're not ready today, right? Some
Yeah,
of us have therapeutic relationships with our friends. Before you will go and sit with a therapist, I'm gonna be that friend that's gonna have these hard conversations with you. I'm gonna help you manage this discomfort, because this part of life, this part of acknowledgement, this part of hard work needs to happen so that you will even understand and value the fact that the next step that you need to make is the one that's going to really help you make the progress and the gains. But if you don't have this conversation here, you're not going to be open to the door into the rest of the conversations that'll change your life forever. I got a friend who really held me down during the time that I was most vulnerable. And it's really challenging when you got that friend who applies the pressure. Like, y'all, sometimes pressure needs to be applied in such a way that you might want to throw the friend away, but they're applying the pressure that you actually need to have. They committing to having a conversation with you that somebody else might not have, or they're having a conversation that other people can't have because they cannot see.
right.
So what do you do when you're the person who can see the thing and nobody else sees it? Then you actually got some responsibility. And whether or not they are open to having a conversation with you, it does not excuse you from not praying for them.
And you have to always remember that you are your brother and sister's keeper. You know what I'm saying?
Legitimately.
You have to always, even when it seems to be uncomfortable to say the things that need to be said, you have to be willing to, because you might be their last line of defense. You know what I'm saying? Against
Mm,
something that could truly take them away and take them out.
yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Man, you might be the last line of defense. That makes me think about some dreams that I have had. And I was so grateful that I wrote them down so that the conversation could be had, because there's so much symbolism, and how do I say this? Our souls communicate to us. The spirit is communicating to you, but can you differentiate between which one of those things is trying to inform you?
Yeah.
um, and everybody doesn't know how to navigate that space. Sometimes we don't know how to navigate that space, but somebody who's committed to having a conversation will actually walk with you, excuse me, through some of those things, um, so that you do not crash. You don't crash and burn. And when we are running, when we are speeding in the wrong direction, bro,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah, like I tell people, you're the last thing that can stop them. You know what I'm saying? And
Lord have
sometimes you
mercy.
have to stay in and be willing to take that crash with them. You know what I'm saying? Just to save them, because
Woo!
y'all are going to collide. You know what I'm saying? And
Woo!
it sometimes it ain't pretty. You know what I mean? And you just have to be willing to step in and take them hits. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm,
a lot of times you have to understand, even though you coming in love, they in a very painful place in their life, and that hug may feel like knives. You know what I'm saying?
ooh,
Because it's going against everything that they want, everything they thought. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? It's going through against every fiber of their being, because that's what they really, 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 really want to happen for their life. but you have to sometimes just be willing to step in and say that that ain't it. I know,
Ooh.
I know that you gotta be that brother because it's like a lot of times, even for myself, like if it weren't for some dudes just saying, bro, that ain't it, that ain't it. I'm sorry. I know that's what you want. I know with your whole chest you think this is the thing that you're supposed to be doing, and that's what God has for you. But this is all coming out of some lust, or this is all coming out of pride, or this is all coming out of your ego. You know what I'm saying? And God don't come out of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All I see around you is confusion, and God ain't about that. God is about order. He's about alignment. You know what I'm saying? Even the hard things that we choose, it may be a hard path, but it's a straight path.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't got no real deviation. The only time the path start to curve is when we start adding our directions inside of it. When we
Ooh.
start to alter the direction and want to go a scenic route.
I
Sometimes that
love a
scenic
scenic
route
route.
and sometimes the scenic route will lead you to being lost.
Yeah.
But then you want to turn around and blame God because you got lost. He gave you the
Mm.
directions. He wanted you to follow them. But a lot of times we opt into following us.
Take ownership of your sheepness.
Yeah, yeah. Don't be afraid to have these conversations. Man, don't be out here lying to your friends in order to seem like you are strong in their eyes. If you are weak, be weak. Your friends are their friends are the people that you could be weak with. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Like,
Your friends are the people that you can be weak with. If you can't
uh,
be weak with them, note. Please note who you can't be weak with, y'all.
yeah,
Note who you can't commit to having a conversation with.
yeah. That is true because sometimes you can commit to the wrong people and they use that for manipulation and to get what they need out of you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Stewards, people who know how to actually steward
Yeah, because some people use
is important.
sometimes people use your vulnerability in order to keep you down.
Yeah. Boy. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I was about to do it again. Y'all saw me take that deep breath. That's that deep breath. Darius,
So
we made it through the series, bro. Back
yeah,
like we
look,
never left.
back like we never left. So we are
Ow!
wrapping up. What are some takeaways you got for the people, Kanitra, Coach
Man.
Moselle?
Come on, Coach Moselle. Oh man, takeaways for today. Um, the first one I would say is the conversation doesn't have to be bad.
No.
It could start off bad and actually end up good. But if you make up your mind that the conversation is going to produce an outcome that is useful to you, you will get something in that conversation. Like, you're gonna learn something. You're always going to learn something. So choosing to be the student. The second thing is consider the conversation that needs to be had from the perspective of your family. There are conversations that have to be had as it relates to family, where it is you have come from and where it is you want to go. Because in order for you to get, how do I say that? In order for you to be informed in your journey forward, you have to understand from whence you have come, and that requires some conversation with family members. Like it really, really does. And then lastly, I would say make sure that you have identified the people who you can have that conversation with. That conversation about who you are, that conversation about, what it is God has called you to do, that conversation about how well you're doing as a human today, apart from the calling. Like you have to have safe places as a human, so committing to the conversation at several different levels is important, but especially knowing who you can't have a conversation with, knowing who you can have a conversation with. There was a third thing. Bring it back. It might come back to me, but yeah, lots of good. And don't villainize the person who chooses to have the hard conversation with the version of you that has not evolved yet. That They made the commitment before you did. They made the commitment before you could even commit to having that conversation. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Well, my takeaways are even Peter failed at being a friend. You know what I'm saying? And he was one of the Lord's closest friends. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we have to recognize sometimes our friends will drop the ball. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We have to forgive them because even still, you know what I'm saying, even though when Peter dropped the ball with Jesus and denied him, and then he still gave him the gift of the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? He still allowed, you know what I'm saying, him to be even considered in one of his in the Bible as one of his closest. You know, a lot of times we judge people too harshly, you know what I'm saying, when they slip up and mess up. You know what I'm saying? And we like to throw away the baby with the bathwater a lot of times. And if we're truly honest about our humanity, we drop the ball also in people's lives. We are also the villain in some people's stories. We are all capable of being villains in each other's stories. The thing of it is, are you willing to redeem yourself? Are you willing to allow them to redeem themselves? Are you willing to open up new avenues for growth with yourself and he or she that have may harmed you or caused pain? You know what I'm saying? These are things that we must be willing to address with friends, families, and people that we are uh, in relation with. Because a lot of times it's just like if we don't live a life that will allow people to be redeemed, why can we? How can we call ourselves disciples of Jesus? You know what I'm saying? So take that with
That's good. I put myself on mute because I was over here hollering. Y'all, that is it. This
you. That's it.
is the introduction of a beautiful beginning, a beautiful collaboration. We would like to tell y'all that y'all can go and follow us officially on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube.
Yeah, on
What is that
YouTube,
she said?
on everything. Y'all go
Ah,
follow us, like, share, subscribe,
yay!
share it with your people.
Oh,
Good,
snap.
wholesome content. Even babies get listened to. You know what I'm saying?
Because they can't listen to the men's department.
Yeah, you got to be PG-13 for the men's department.
Oh, but
I'm
this is
I'm
a
a I'm a
safe place.
different
Yeah.
kind I'm a different kind of man on that space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep, yep,
saying?
yep,
So
yep, yep. Yep. Shout
so
out to
y'all,
everybody. If you're not already following, go ahead and jump in. It's Grace.Grit Uncut on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Did we mention Spotify?
oh yeah, we on Spotify. I got to get our RS
Huh?
feed set up for Apple too, but it's been
Huh?
complicated. But yeah, we on
Yeah.
Spotify. You know what I'm saying? Check us out on Spotify. Like, share, subscribe, give it to your people. We are gonna try to be as regular as bread is in your cabinet.
Yeah, I don't keep a lot of bread around, but peanut
Man,
butter and jelly with bread is
man, you
important.
all them horse divers you eat, that's bread.
I
You know what
almost
I'm
didn't know
saying?
what he said. or words,
Oh, dirt.
a little bit, just
You
flat
you
bread.
you you and you and Shayla share the same similar taste. Y'all just like to snack on hors d'oeuvres as if they're truly meals. They're not. They're not
If you
meals.
stack them up right,
I'll be like, that's not a meal. That's like
if there's appropriate accompaniment,
that's just a plate of hors
don't
d'oeuvres.
disrespect me.
That's what
Just compliment the plated meals that I do send pictures of when I'm proud. And make sure you say something positive in the name of Jesus. Amen.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we appreciate y'all for hanging with us this long. I know y'all need to go to bed. Y'all get ready to
Right?
face this week. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for joining the conversation. Thank y'all for sharing in advance. Thank y'all for subscribing in advance. Tap in with the Wellness Summit that's coming up August 9th at 10 a.m. It's $37 for the registration free. Get in. You know what I'm saying? And the people that might get in, we might got something a little special for y'all. We might give y'all
Ooh.
a little bonus track. You know what I'm saying?
Ah.
From the inception of the Grace and Grit situation. You know what I'm saying? So tap in with us, share it with your friends, family, ladies, boys, women, chickens, cats, dogs, all that. You know what I'm saying?
He telling y'all where he from.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes. That's where he from.
tap in with us. You know what I'm saying? Give us y'all $37 so we can do something good with it.
Oh yeah, that thing will be multiplied back to you,
You know what I'm
honey.
saying? I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
We about the
trust.
community. We community people. We're gonna build up the communities that's gonna save
Yeah.
the southeast, and then the southeast gonna save the world.
Come on, say
Cause
it again. No.
just like
The
Andre
Savior coming
3000
out the
said
South.
at the source of words, the South. We from the South, and the South got something to say.
Hey, let go.
All
That
right,
got me
we out
hyped
here,
right
y'all.
there.
Peace.
Grace and Grit Uncut Podcast. Yeah, we
Yeah, we
are.
out here, Darius J at the thought process. You got my whole joint situation up.